the historical reality of the Germanic people. Unapologetic, unfiltered, undeniable. Enough with the insecure denials coming from people who can't handle the truth. The Germanic people were overwhelmingly blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and tall, and this is not up for debate. The historical record is crystal clear, and the Romans, Greeks, and multiple other sources documented it extensively even when they hated us. Now, let's cut through the bullshit. Why would the Romans lie? The favorite excuse of those trying to erase our history is to claim that the Romans had a bias when describing us. Against whom? The Romans saw the Germanic people as barbaric, heathen, and a threat to their empire. They had every reason to paint us as savages, monsters, or less than human yet. Despite their hatred, they still described us as unmixed, tall, blonde, blue-eyed, and physically distinct. If their goal was propaganda, why didn't they depict us as ugly, dark, or weak? Instead, they wrote in detail about our fierce blue eyes, golden hair, and towering stature. You don't romanticize your enemy unless it's the undeniable truth. The historical record speaks for itself. Tacitus. For my own part, I agree with those who think that the tribes of Germany are free from all taint of intermarriages with foreign nations, and that they appear as a distinct, unmixed race, resembling only themselves. Hence, too, the same physical peculiarities pervade the whole race. Their eyes are stern and blue, their hair ruddy, and their bodies large and robust. Tacitus is saying, clear as day, that the Germanic people were one race, unmixed, and all looked the same, blue-eyed, fair-haired, and towering in stature. Julius Caesar. The Germanic tribes are the tallest of all peoples. Their bodies are white, their hair is blonde, and their eyes are blue. They are fierce warriors with tremendous physical strength. Strabo. The Germans are tall and strong, with light hair and blue eyes. They're fierce and warlike in character. Pliny the Elder. Among all the barbarian races, none are more fearsome or more physically impressive than the Germanic tribes. Towering heights, hair like spun gold, eyes of the clearest blue. They are a race of giants. Pope Gregory I on the Germanic angles. Some boys were set to sail, their bodies white, their countenances beautiful, and their hair very fine. Alas, what a pity that the author of darkness is possessed of men of such fair, and that being remarkable for such graceful outward appearance, their minds should be void of inward grace. This wasn't some random exaggeration, this was the Pope himself, looking at Germanic Anglian slaves and marveling at how striking they were. If they didn't all look alike, why would he make a point of their fair skin, beautiful faces, and fine hair? Genetic reality, the truth in the blood. Even if you want to ignore history, genetics doesn't lie. Look at a modern map of where blonde hair, blue eyes, and towering height are concentrated. Guess what? It's exactly where the Germanic people settled Scandinavia, Germany, the Netherlands, and parts of Britain. Even in the United States, the states with the highest Germanic ancestry also have the highest concentrations of blonde hair, blue eyes, and height. This is not a coincidence. This is not a fluke. This is in the blood. Why the denial? Because some people can't handle reality. They immediately go on the defensive when you bring up the truth about Germanic features, as if acknowledging historical reality somehow threatens them. Why? What's the agenda? Why the desperate attempts to muddy the waters with nonsense about diversity or bias when the records are clear? The Germanic people were and are distinct, blonde, blue-eyed, so the Romans knew it, the Greeks knew it, the medieval historians knew it, and modern genetics confirms it. If you've got a problem with that, that's your insecurity showing, not history's flaw. Oh, we're all supposed to be celebrating diversity, right? Inclusion, right? Every culture gets its due, its recognition, its pride. Why the fuck does all that inclusivity bullshit go right out the window when it comes to acknowledging the distinctiveness of our people? Are we not part of this diversity party? Let's break this down, shall we? Native Americans, recognized for their straight black hair, reddish-brown skin, and high cheekbones. No problem. Sub-Saharan Africans, recognized for their dark skin, curly hair, and broad features. No issue. East Asians, recognized for their short stature, black hair, and distinct eyes. Perfectly fine. But the moment we say, hey, Germanic people are historically tall, blonde, and blue-eyed, it's suddenly a problem. Now it's propaganda, now it's dangerous, now it's Nazi rhetoric. You put a Chinese family on a poster in China, no one blinks. You put a Nigerian family on a poster in Nigeria, no one flinches. But put a Germanic family on a poster in Germany, that's evil. That's a master race agenda. What kind of stupid, hypocritical, manufactured garbage is this? A poster is not a historical statement. A poster is not an ideology. A poster is not a fucking political movement. A poster is just a picture of people who live in a region, representing themselves in their own native land. You can take a harmless image and inject your own insecurities into it just because it makes you uncomfortable. That Germanic people still exist. Funny how the rules change when it's us. Go to China and start claiming their people aren't really short, dark-haired and dark-eyed. Go to Nigeria and tell them their people aren't really dark. See how that goes. But when it's Germanic people, we're not allowed to acknowledge our traits, our heritage, our look, our identity without some fuckhead jumping in with Aryan bullshit to try to make it taboo. The fear of Germanic people congregating. Oh, and let's talk about how history repeats itself again and again. Why do you think Germany was divided again and again throughout history? Why do you think they called it the Holy Roman Empire instead of Greater Germania? Why do you think Germany was split in two after World War II? Because you can't have the Germanic people unified. You can't have us in large groups. You can't have us recognizing ourselves. You can have us existing as a people without some insecure fucks inserting their own made-up narratives to keep us scattered, diluted, and erased. Bottom line, we're here, we're not disappearing. Deal with it. The truth is the truth no matter how much it makes people uncomfortable. Germanic people exist. Germanic people have distinct features. Germanic people deserve recognition just like everyone else. And if that offends you, then you're the one with the problem.